Well, I'm in the car today. We're heading off for the big road trip. Well, actually it's a work trip from Marina, but I'm going to tag along and see if we can see anything interesting. Let's see how we go. First stop in our road trip, we're in the city of BABRUYSK, and behind me are the remnants of BABRUYSK fortress, built in the early 1800s by the Russians to mark the border with Austria at that point in time. Later on, Napoleon had a crack at this place. Took him 4 months to penetrate the fortress, and then in the 1900s, it was the turn of the Polish to come and invade and take over ownership of the place. And of course today we're standing here in the middle of Belarus, just a small part of the history of this part of the world. 20,000 Jewish people were also massacred at BABRUYSK. They decided not to leave, presuming that Hitler and his cronies would treat them with some sort of human decency and respect, and ended up in a mass grave as a result. Need a little bit of caution as you're walking around here. Have a look at this. A bit of a drop off. This is more remnants of the old fortress complex, slowly being swallowed up by time and weather. Before we go, I've been told I must do some more filming. I was only filming the old remnants of the fortress. So here are some of the buildings that have been restored that are now, I think they're just accommodation here. At classic old beautiful red brick buildings. Another building there. Okay, more over here. It was a complete complex, not just a single small fortress. Very impressive. I like it. Well, I'm here in Kalinkavichy and I've made my way to the Sport Gorodok, which is basically sport town. But yeah, doesn't seem to be that much happening. Boys, gym equipment, soccer and basketball. We've got a forest around on this side. Of course, this town, like many of them in Belarus, suffered heavily during the wars, but right now we're only about just over 100 kilometers from Chernobyl, and unfortunately for this place, the winds were not favorable that day, and this is the area where the radioactive dust cloud came over and landed and contaminated all the soil and caused massive cultural and social issues. To this day, there's still restrictions on what you can and cannot grow, and where you can and cannot eat, etc. Got no idea how well policed that is, but certainly a strange feeling, even though we're still more than 100 k's away to be in the fallout zone. Anyway, I'll keep looking, see if we can find anything else of interest in this town. Well, still here in Kalinkavichy, and this place is full of the old commie block housing high-rises. You notice they're all 5 stories high, and that's because that was the limit that you could go to before you had to put an elevator in the building. And these places were all built to be low-cost housing under the the communist system, so they pretty much never went above that 5-story, but pretty much always went to that 5-story. Getting a bit of age on them now. Most of them were built in the 60s. Quite often they look a little bit, pan around here, a little bit rough from the outside. But I've been inside several of them, and quite often the owners really renovate and upkeep the apartments. They look quite good. No guarantees on that, of course. There's just not enough money put into upkeep of the common areas, but such is life, and it's just the way of life here at the moment. Alright, behind me there's the Philharmonica Hall here in Gomel, and standing proudly at the front of probably the best park I've ever seen anywhere in the world is our man Lennon. There he is. Still blows my mind that they've left the statues to him on show, but there you go. Arrived in Gomel. This is by far the most beautiful city I've seen. This is the park, one of the central parks. See Marina back there trying to discipline the dog. Lika's not listening. Lika. It's not listening. Wow. Yeah. What is this?
No. All of this.
Oh, Muslim. Understand.
No Muslim.
No?
This is no Muslim. This is Christian.
No, Muslim.
Ah, yes. Mausoleum. Yes,
Muslim. Ah, Muslim. Okay. Wow.
Sleep. Hello?
Where are we?
What?
Kadeti?
In the Gomel? I am in the Gomel.
What is the name of this river?
Sosh.
Sosh River. Big. And this is the best park I've probably ever seen. She wants the dark.
Мы поздно приедем.
Liga wants the
Да,
dark.
да, мы приедем ночевать, мы приедем
Don't do
уже
it,
после
Liga.
9, там, часам
Don't do it.
10, я думаю. Поэтому ты особо там...
Don't do it.
Да, да.